Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk About It, hosted by yours truly. I miss you guys so much. This one is gonna be good. I know I say that about all of them, but this one is gonna be really good because this time we're about to take it back to our childhood a little bit, and we're going to break down the movie Inside Out 2. So let me welcome our guest. You know her; she's not a stranger here. To Let's Talk About It, the fan fave.
How are you? Nice to see you guys again.
Don't y'all, she's so pleasant. How are you? Nice to see you again.
Nice to be here again.
Hello. Clocked it.
Nice to be here again.
All right. So this has really been on my heart and on my mind for a long time. I remember, I think it was like a month or two ago, I told you, I was like, I'm a podcast on this.
Yes,
And it was by myself. Let me tell y'all. I did it and the mics went out on me like 12 minutes into me talking, and it was really good. And it was just me with no audio.
By yourself?
By myself. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave it alone. Then I had a coworker say something to me about it. I strolled on TikTok and I seen another person talking about it. I was like, okay, this is it. This is confirmation I gotta do it, y'all. Because y'all need this, I need this. It's good. It's a lot of people who need this. Y'all don't just think of this as like a cartoon movie, because the first Inside Out 2 either, I don't care. But this Inside Out 2,
It did his big one. Inside Out 2 was great.
It did its big one. Shout out to the writers, the producers, everybody.
The actors, everybody.
Everybody. If you played a voice, that was just amazing. I think because now we talk so much about mental health and our adulthood, because, you know, growing up, it wasn't talked about. It wasn't normal.
I think our era was different too, though. We didn't have to. We dealt with things, just not to the magnitude of these kids. They got social media now, so
that's true. Because social media will take. I mean, I remember my he's going to be 15 in a few weeks, but I remember a few years ago he came home from school and he swear to God that the whole school was upset with him, and it was literally just 6 people. I'm like, bro, you are.
I just had an incident with my kid last night. So
that is.
Literally.
Yes, that is crazy. But I just we want to bring up some points in the movie. So if you haven't seen Inside Out 2, this is basically what it's about. It takes place in a young girl named Riley and her mind. And the characters are her emotions. Now in Inside Out original one,
it was only 5.
It was only 5. It was
fear,
anger, joy, disgust, and sadness. That's typically our 5 emotions that we deal with growing up, right? Joy controlled the panel, which was her mind, most of the time. And then if she had to get angry for a moment, he would touch the panel for a moment, not doing too much or too little. Same for sadness. If it was needed for tears, sadness would touch the panel. Ooh, I'm just catching it right now, just thinking about it.
Keep going.
Disgust. Ooh, that was nasty. Disgust would touch it.
Fear.
You know, fear. If they were afraid of something, fear would touch the panel. But for most of her life, Joy was in control. Joy had control.
She became a teenager.
Until
puberty
hit. And she became
anxious. Where anxiety came.
Listen, y'all. She went to bed that night like everything was fine. I'm so excited. Let's just stop right there.
Ooh.
How many times do we be excited about what God is about to do for us, and then
He did already?
Oh,
What He doing in that present moment? And then things come abruptly, and it come anxiety just out the blue.
like a thief in the night.
How do you take over my thoughts while I'm asleep? Take it right there. I am unconscious, and you is taking over.
I'm restless. Cause listen, I'm gonna post a clip when anxiety came in,
took over.
Cause they was like, who that?
Like, who are you?
And why are you here?
I'm so happy.
Here I am, meeting face to face. Okay, how can I help? I can take notes, get coffee, manage a calendar, walk the walk, carry your things. What you see? Wow, you have a lot of energy. Maybe you could just stay in one place. And just call my name and I'm here for you. Okay, love that. And what was your name again? Oh, I'm sorry. I can get ahead of myself. I'm anxiety. I'm one of Riley's new emotions, and we are just super jazzed to be here. Where can I put my stuff?
I'm so happy. I'm anxiety. Yeah. So anxiety is a new feeling that she's now feeling. But anxiety didn't come along.
No, it came with 3 extra ones. It came with 3 extra ones. It came with embarrassment.
Ooh.
It came with ennui, which is another word for nonchalant, I'm sure.
Wee is what she calls
it in the movie, which is nonchalant. And then it came with what's the little bit name? It's so cute.
Envy.
It is so cute, but it's little. It's so cute, but it's envy.
She envy.
But envy not cute at all. In the movie,
cute.
envy was cute. But in real life, envy ain't cute.
Don't envy nobody.
Envy don't look good on you. It don't look good. Okay. Back to the
So with these new feelings, her old feelings are like, look, listen, we OGs, and we just trying to figure out why y'all here.
Trying to take over. Now you say it's necessary for Riley. Okay, whatever is good for Riley. But I'm gonna need you to bad.
Give me 50 feet. And baby anxiety was like, I can do that, but I got an idea.
And I came and wrapped up all them old feelings, put them in a jar, sealed it up, and disposed of it. Like, get on the out of here.
Listen, so they have this thing like a memory brain, right? Or whatever, like the back of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
Ooh, ain't nothing like suppression. Pushing it all the way back. And it was only the bad memories that was pushing
only
to
the bad
back.
memories, like the trauma.
Yeah.
Like, okay, she was embarrassed at this moment. Oh, she did this at that moment. We're going to go ahead and take this,
and
put it in the tube, and we're going to throw it to the back of the mind. Forgetting that that's what
make you who you are, the bad. That's what builds your character, the bad things.
Okay.
That's what builds your character.
You're way ahead of yourself.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That built her character.
It did. It literally did. We'll get to that point when we get to that point, though. But the bad thing that they were trying to push in is the things that made her who she was. You know, made her realize, like, you know, I went through this, but I'm still strong. I went through this, but I'm still me. I went through this, but I still succeeded. This is all things that 13-year-old was thinking about when she was having that panic attack.
I don't know. Like, I probably had anxiety.
I'm pretty sure.
But I don't think we knew.
We didn't deal with it the way. I never had a panic attack, you know. My panic attack came when I was older. You know, so now the movie Inside Out got me like, okay, yeah, I'm worried about me, but you know what? I'm worried about my baby. She's a teenager. My son is about to be a teenager. Like, do they go through these things? Like, in their mind, do their body feel like it's like spiraling like baby? Because anxiety was spinning so fast, it had me like, are these kids going through this on the inside?
They are. So here's a question, and we'll set up a poll, and y'all answer back. Like, do you have teenagers? And if you do have teenagers, do you honestly think that they are going through the emotions, like in this movie, anxiety, depression,
have you seen the change where they once sweet?
Have you seen the change?
And now it's, you know, they a little angry sometimes, or a little, you know, on edge. They don't feel like being bothered. I won't do it with mine, so this is all I know. But
I may be going through it now with my teenager, cause I be ready.
And we ready to box them up the whole time. They trying to know where to place their emotions. They trying to know what emotion to deal with, you know.
Cause she was so confused. Remember when Riley first got those feelings? She was like, "What is going on?"
She's like, "Wait a minute. I feel some type of way." You know, she don't know how to articulate how she feel, but she feeling some type. I'm feeling something that I never felt before.
Oh, these what? They don't know.
They don't know how to articulate. Us as grown people sometimes don't know how to articulate. So how you expect for a teenager to articulate?
You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to articulate. See, I can't even say. That's how you know I don't know how to do it.
Well, communicate. They don't know how to communicate. If you ask a kid, you know how you feel, they be like, I don't know. You probably don't. I had a conversation with somebody about this. That grown people probably don't know. If you would have asked me 2 years ago, like my husband did, if you would have asked me 2 years ago, how you feeling? I don't know. Because at that particular time when you asked me, you kind of caught me off guard with it, and I'm dealing with these emotions. I'm dealing with several of them. I can't pinpoint one, so I don't know. Well, I can't pinpoint one now. If you get into depth and you ask me questions, okay, well, Trey, are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling jittery? Are you feeling? Oh yeah, I can answer those questions because you're asking direct questions. But you just asked me a general question. How you feel? I don't know.
Because now my mind is going
100 miles per hour. At that time, I was feeling depressed. At that time, I was feeling sad. At that time, I was feeling anxious. At that time, I was feeling mad. All the things at one time. So if you ask me at that particular time, I don't know how I feel because I'm feeling all the things. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Maybe that's the word I could have used.
Overwhelmed,
it didn't come to mind at
overstimulated.
first. It didn't come. Overwhelmed didn't come to my mind at first because my body is on edge.
So I wrote this down, y'all. This says anxiety makes you put important things to the back of your mind. I don't think I knew how much anxiety can have a control over your life until I watched this movie. It's one thing to be like, oh, my anxiety, or like to give it that, that title,
to give it authority.
Yeah,
authority. I've learned not to say my anxiety, just say anxiety because it don't belong to me. I've learned. You learn from watching the movie. I learned from prior experiences because now remember we talked about this last time. I'm to myself. I'm by myself, so I'm learning myself. Right.
Yeah.
So I learned that anxiety, because it ain't mine. I learned that anxiety was yet controlling me, controlling everything I did, controlling me when I leave the house. I feel like something was gonna happen to me. When I left the house, I feel like something was gonna happen to my kids. Like it fully consumed me at one point in my life. So I was so overwhelmed that I thought I was gonna have a mental breakdown because it was bombarding me with foolishness. So when I left, I was like, Lord, I'm telling you, my prayer got so strong with it. Anxiety can be a curse and a blessing at the same time. Because when I was suffering from anxiety, I prayed more. Because when I suffered from it, because I was scared I was going to die. Because I was scared I was going to lose my kids. Before I left, I prayed. When I got to my destination, I prayed. When I got back home, I prayed. So it actually helped my prayer life grow.
Right.
Because I was so scared of things happening that I had to pray that thing away from me. So it's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Right. I think it's a blessing, but we cannot let it consume us.
It consumed me though.
Where fear and like anxiety took over the panel to the point where no one else could even put in an input. You know what I'm saying? She was controlling everything when it came to Riley.
Yeah.
I mean, she made her. There's a scene when they're like in like a classroom or whatever, and she's making everybody, all the workers, draw a scenario that could go wrong.
And how many of you been in situations where you bring up scenarios that could go wrong?
Ponder on scenarios that can go wrong.
We do that though. As human beings, we do the absolute most until you learn how to reprogram, which Joy did. She reprogrammed what anxiety was taking control of. She was like, okay, well, you want to throw these negative thoughts of what bad can happen? Let me throw in what good.
But you know what that said to me? At that moment when they were trying to do that, it was like Joy trying to fight through to throw in just a little bit.
She was fighting so hard.
Just to throw in a little bit. Y'all, I'm going to add a clip.
Because most of them, how many? It was like 60. It was like a bunch of them. She only drew 5 or 6 pictures. And it totally could change the way.
And that shit triggered anxiety.
Nobody me. It did.
It triggered anxiety. It made her feel like,
It triggered it so bad they had to call it by his name. It said Joy.
Joy?
My God, today.
I know you're in here.
Yes.
That's what she said.
That's exactly what she said. Anxiety was so scared that guess what? It had to call out the good. It was like, Joy, I know that's you. It could be nobody else but you.
Wait a minute.
Give what you have. Ooh.
That's that sun trying to come through.
Give what you have. Give what you got. Give me what you have.
You want me to sing again? Give
don't
you the best that I got.
Yeah.
Baby. Listen, Joy was trying to peek in as much as she could. Anxiety called out. Anxiety was like, Joy,
I know that's you.
I know that's you up in here. And what you not gonna do is mess up what I got going for Riley. And Joy, like, only if you knew you're taking her down the wrong path. So, what happened
What was that statement anxiety said to Joy?
What?
That when you wrote it down, anxiety told Joy that she needed her something to the magnitude that she needs you for the present. She needs me for the future. That's what she said.
That's what she said. That's what she said. She said, Joy, I'm not saying that you're not important. It's just Riley needs you for the present. She needs me for her future. I can see things and put together scenarios.
It was something. It's another word she used. It was something in that magnitude.
I'm trying to act.
And my job is to protect her from the scary stuff she can't see. I plan for the future. Oh, I can show you. You're gonna love it.
But it was definitely deep, and that was for us as adults.
It was
because I like to do men and women. Some women, we think longevity. We think like, okay, well, our neighborhood. Okay, I'm moving in this neighborhood. Let me check the schools. Let me make sure, what is around. Is there a park? Is there predators? We think longevity. What as a man, it's like, oh, yep, that's good. In the present,
in the day. I can put a barbecue pit back there.
That's it. And that's pretty much it. I think we get lost a lot because we overthink the future, which is how anxiety get there. But I think that's kind of like a good thing, though, right?
Sometimes you can overthink. Like you just overthink yourself into a panic attack. Like sometimes we overthink too much. Like it's okay to overthink something or have the what else. Like what if this? They say have a plan B. Sometimes that's good to have plan B. Just a plan B. But sometimes we do too much. We gotta have another backup plan after the backup plan.
Yeah, so you're trying to have plan A, B, C, and F.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane.
I want to back up and I want to take the time and I want to talk about this real quick. So I wrote this down and it said, this is something that you said. In part of the movie, they end up they got locked away, like we told y'all, they got put in the back of the mind. And so throughout the movie, her original 5 emotions were trying to get back to the headquarters, which is Riley's mind.
The front of her mind.
The front of her mind. And they followed like this river of her thoughts, and then in between that, sarcasm came and it created a barrier between the river. And so
barrier between the front of her mind
and the back of her mind. And so they had to go around the long way. So pause right there. We've been through so many situations that sometimes we feel like our destination isn't close.
Oh, we ain't gonna never make it there.
We just gotta take the long way. We just can't take the shortcut. Can't go down that river. We gotta actually go around. So that's something else that I really love that I thought that adults could pick up on. But in the midst of them trying to find a way back to the front of her mind, the other 4 emotions got agitated with joy. And they were like, Joy, we counted them. And we really thought that you knew how to get us back to what we needed to be. And we thought you were strong enough to be our leader. And here you are leading us nowhere. So they thought. And Joy had a moment.
Joy turned away and walked away. Joy was like, listen. They was like, Joy, what are we going to do? And Joy said, I don't know. She simply said, I don't know. And at that particular moment, Joy had emotions. Joy had sadness. Joy had fear. Joy lost hope. Joy was just completely depleted. And she had nothing.
She had nothing. Joy became all 5 emotions in one, and she just had no answer.
But she the one had all the answers at one point. When
we lose ourselves.
We do. We lose joy. We lose joy.
How many times have you lost joy in a adult life?
I'm fighting for my joy now. I'm fighting.
I said I'm not gonna cry.
I ain't gonna cry either. I don't got no lashes on. So if you see a tear fall, I ain't winning on purpose. I'm fighting for my joy. Literally.
Yo, this month, this year, we just talked about this. Time waited on nobody. Like this year has flew by so fast. I'm transitioning in some things that I just never thought that I would be transitioning in at this moment in my life. And I'm praying about it. I'm fasting about it, and I really wanted to touch subject on this because although the podcast is open to a whole bunch of other stuff, I am a very spiritual individual, and I feel like sometimes as adults we gotta take away the party. It's like, let's be a mullet, you know what I'm saying? Let's do business in the front. Let's put God in the front and let's have the party in the back. I honestly feel like we need help as a new generation. Like, we are the new parents.
Some people don't like talking about uncomfortable feelings, but what I realize is that in this day, you have to speak with your kids about depression. You have to speak to your kids about suicide. You have to speak to your kids about being sad. You have to speak to your kids about anxiety. When we didn't have nobody to speak, we dealt with. We didn't have nobody to. But so that's probably why most of these parents is jacked up on the inside, because they didn't have an outlet to get it out. Oh, counseling was uncommon.
Oh yeah.
Don't play with me. Mine's going to counseling, because who gonna make sure their kids get help?
Listen,
me.
Do I need to call Dr. Hill? Do you need a section?
Who gonna make sure their kids get help? Me. Yes,
Yeah.
I am. Because I didn't have them. Not saying the way I deal with my emotions was a bad thing, because I dealt with the way I dealt with them. But I'd be damned if I allow my kids to suffer and fall by way because I didn't get them the help they need. Because I think counseling isn't necessary. It's absolutely
what goes
necessary.
on in my house stays in my
That's
house.
stupid. That's stupid. You shouldn't have nothing going to your house for your kids to go discuss with anybody anyway. Anyhow.
Yeah.
You be the example. Not saying nobody's perfect because I'm far from it. I am far from it. But my kids ain't never seen nothing they ain't had no business seeing. And if they do, and if it come to their front door, you gotta get out of here because I don't play them type of games.
Yeah.
You know, that's just me and my house. Not judging nobody in their house because how you handle yours is how you handle yours. But that's for me and mine. That's just not what we do. You don't go tell nobody. Well, it's nothing to go on in our house.
It's
go tell nobody.
Yeah.
It's nothing going that you have to go tell anybody.
Tell them I ate the Pop-Tarts, and I did.
Did.
But
did. It was me, no frosting.
Blueberry.
I don't like strawberry me, no frosting. Nobody, we talking about Pop-Tarts. Anyway, but yeah, it's nothing for you to tell because I'm raising mine to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
That's all I can do. I can't raise my kids like you raise your kids.
Yeah.
You can't raise your kids like, no, we raising damn good kids, absolutely. We have great children. Not to get on our nerves, but we have great kids at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so every home is different.
Every home is different.
Every home is different.
In the midst of Joy giving up and Joy saying, I don't know, you made a statement. And her statement was like, it was after Anger said something to Joy. Anger walked up to Joy and he said something.
He said, what he said? I don't know what he said, but in that moment he submitted to Joy.
And she was like, even Anger had to
submit to Joy. Even Anger. And, you know, it's some angry people.
Anger and Joy would normally.
Anger is me in the
Anger is her.
Listen, it's not that I'm an angry person. My tolerance is this much, but anger is me in the thing. It's me.
I'm like, look at Trey.
I can admit, like a lot of things aggravate me. I don't think I was always that person, but I became that person.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I wasn't always that person. I mean, I'm straightforward. That don't make me angry, but lately I've been a little angry. But. However, my anger will submit to Joy one day. I'm gonna say that. One day. In this due season. I posted a post on Instagram yesterday that said 2024, what it was, something about I had to be strong in 2024. But in 2025, I'm gonna get my joy back. I'm gonna be happy. I am. And I
say that one more time.
In 2024, I had to be strong. I have to be strong. But in 2025, I will get my joy back. I will be happy in 2025. And I hope you take that to heart too.
Clocked it.
Like that too. I will be happy in 2025. Y'all don't want to fight. I had to fight. But I will be. I mark my words. Today is what's today? October 8th. I will be happy in 2025. I'm speaking into my own self. I will.
I love that.
I will.
Speaking into ourselves.
I cannot fight another year now. Oh, I cannot. Listen to me.
But even,
I'm tired of swinging.
Even if God puts you in a predicament to where you have to fight again.
I'm tired of fighting.
It's okay because you're not fighting alone. Oh, okay.
I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, you know.
Let me tell you.
I'm tired, Lord.
I think I'm all the old emotions. Because
I'm all 9 of them emotions.
I'm all 9 too.
Well,
but
I'm not gonna say that because I don't have
envy.
I can't. I don't envy anymore.
I envied before. I've envied before. I've had that.
But when they version of envy in the movie was not like you dislike them or anything. It was like she wanted to be them. That's their version of envy. She was like, oh, I love her red hair and I love her this. So I guess that's their form of envy
for children. But for my envy, mine was very spiritual. I was questioning God. I was like, how in the world did you give her? How in the world did you give her a new house and a new car? And here I am working 10 times harder than her. I know I deserve it. How in the world did you give her that job? And you know I've been praying about that job.
I had an envy.
And I never heard her talk about that.
My envy never turned into evil envy though. It was just like, oh, if they can, I can. Like, oh, if they can, why can't
I? I had those moments too.
I never had evil envy. I guess because I know I can do it. And I say I'm angry, but I don't have ill will towards people. Like I literally congratulate people when they have things because I've learned in life that once you congratulate people, God will bless you, right? This is things I had to learn though. They come off the top. I had to learn it, you know. Like, I be like, oh, she got all that to me. Or now I did envy people a while ago, like recent envy, because I dislike married people for months. on top of months. I didn't like him.
I remember when he told me.
Listen. I seen married people and I really wanted to just steal off on them. Like, I really wanted to fight. I did not like married people. I envy married people. So I did have form of envy. I did.
Yeah. I think with Joy, you know how Joy was so controlling? I suffer with that. I suffer with it. Dang, that's crazy. I just said that, and we just talked about this last night, and I said, I don't think I'm controlling. I just think da-da-da-da-da. And now that I'm sitting up here talking out loud on this podcast, and these people listening to me, and I'm coming to realize that I definitely am controlling, but I think the controlling part came from, and not taking accountability for anything, but I definitely think the controlling part came from not being able to be in control in certain situations. Absolutely. Like previous relationships,
Absolutely.
You know, an abusive,
you refuse to go back to that place, so you don't stand on business.
Or not even this. This is what I told one of my friends the other day. I was like, you know, when it came to work, I was always like, when you see my demeanor, I was boss. Always been in management, because when I was at home in a toxic relationship, I didn't have control. I was this big. So when I was away from home, I needed to feel this in those 8 to 10 hours. Because
so
I
you
knew.
Be little then, so now you refuse to be little.
I refuse to be little.
You little girl me.
I'm walking around like a giant.
You're not gonna little girl, and you're a Taurus, so it it makes it not Lord help us. Just she don't little girl me.
Don't little girl me.
Because I was belittled at one point, so yeah, nah, I'm not.
Don't little girl me. I don't do well with you. I don't do well with it. But I will say this: the older that I get, the more that I understand, and the more that I'm able to sit back and reevaluate some things. This rabbit learned from this turtle.
Try. Who I live in. Because baby, call me a tortoise, baby. Because I was moving slow, but I was moving. I was moving, but I moved slow. I'm
gonna get to my destination.
They used to grind my gears. They were like, "You just look." Somebody's like, "Just please don't take offense to what I'm gonna say, but you look so happy." At first, it pierced my. I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like I'm. But in my mind, I had to realize they also know me as well, so they also know the level of pain that I'm feeling, and I'm still pushing.
Yeah.
The level of pain I was enduring, but I'm still going. And I didn't realize I was. It was so many people was like, "You so strong," but yet I feel so weak. But I still go, Nails. I still was going. I was still pushing day by day. I said, Lord, maybe you gotta give me something to make me feel good. So I gotta keep my hair done every now and then, and I gotta keep a nail done, and I gotta keep a toenail done. Maybe that's gonna make me feel good. I guess. I just, if I look like what I feel like, I look like.
I realized at the end of the movie that we, as adults, if we let anxiety take control of us, I wrote it down. It says anxiety can sabotage everything.
Until you remember at the end when they put them TNT, them things at the back of her mind and blew up all her old emotions. It came like a tsunami. It just hit the front of her mind. She was like, "Wait a minute, I am good enough.
I am good enough."
But I struggle sometimes.
Ooh, she was rebuilding her character.
She was. Back to from what anxiety tried to build, the anxious, all the foolishness. She said, I like me. I am a good person, but I mess up sometimes. I do love people, but I don't like them at times. Like, this is all you. Like, you do have a heart to go, but sometimes I don't want to do for people. I don't want to give to nobody, but because my heart is pure, I'm going to give it to them anyway. I'm sad and I'm broken here, but guess what? I will be happy one day. So I have good memories, and I also have bad ones, but guess what? That make my character. That makes your character. That makes me who I am.
That's so crazy, because literally, at the end of the movie, Joy said something to anxiety. And I think a lot of people seen this because this stuck out this stuck out to the world. Do you hear me? Everybody talked about this one scene. And I'll post a clip of this scene.
You don't get to choose who Riley is. Anxiety? You need to let her go.
This scene, Joy said, anxiety,
You need.
you need to let Riley go.
She said you can't control.
You can no longer control who she is.
You need to let her go. She didn't say you have to or would you. She said you need.
She didn't say can.
You know, a need is something that she said need. You need to let her go.
Ooh.
In order for her to succeed, in order for her to keep pushing, you need.
In order for Riley to make it through life,
You need.
you need to let her go.
This is what joy. So anxiety, and guess what? Anxiety submitted to joy.
And anxiety submitted to joy. Anxiety said, "Joy, I'm sorry."
Laying on the ground with tears in her anxiety said, looked up at Joy and said, yes,
Looking like an orange
looking
roach.
like it was so cute though, but it was so cute and
She told me, look at it, it's so cute.
It's
I
so
said,
cute.
anxiety is
And
not
it was
cute.
just laying there. It's definitely not cute. It ain't cute. She was cute on the show, but she's not cute in real life. It was cute on the show, but it ain't cute in real life. It's not cute in real life. But anxiety is needed.
Okay, so
Make it make sense because anxiety is definitely needed, but you can't let it take over you. So you need anxiety in your life, but you don't need it to consume you.
what happened was after Joy told her that, anxiety kind of snapped out. She was having an anxiety attack.
Oh, panic attack. That wasn't no anxiety, but she was having panic. She couldn't breathe.
She couldn't breathe because anxiety just kept. At a moment, she was just like.
Heart beating.
And they had to go in and they had to use her strength and pull her out of it. And you know, like I said, Joy told anxiety, you gotta let her go. You need to let her go. You can no longer control who Riley is. Okay?
As soon as she spoke the words, them hands released.
And she kind of calmed down. But
She didn't calm down
she ain't calm all the way down. So what happened was Joy, remember I told y'all Joy had a controlment issue. Joy was always in control.
Mm-hmm.
Joy took her old self
Snatched it off.
and put it back on the membrane of Riley.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
she still wasn't calm.
And she
She's
still
like, what's
wasn't
happening?
calm.
What's happening?
It still wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
And Joy's like, everybody like, what? We put, what the good stuff back. So
She snatched that old one off, and all the old thoughts, along with the new thoughts, was in the sea of her mind. That's the thing. Remember, that's the sea, the ocean, the water. She was putting stuff. When everything started building up and coming to us, it built a new.
it built a new
Right
character.
then, within
Right
how many
then.
minutes? And within minutes, it built a new Riley.
Yeah, it did.
And when it built a new Riley, she still wasn't calm. She was not calm until Joy grabbed hold to the new.
Joy said, I'm gonna cover you.
And
I
when
got
she
you.
came, all the rest
All
of
the
the emotions followed.
other 8 emotions followed because we are all important in a certain part of our life.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be sad. Ooh, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to have fear. It's okay to have a little anxiety. It's okay to be embarrassed a little bit. Embarrassment was hilarious. It's okay to have that envious moment for a moment. But here's the thing, all of those things are for a moment. You can't let it consume your life. And that's what it was. It was these two big, intense personalities or emotions fighting against each other when all they had to do was just work together.
And once they came together and they worked together, Riley was fine. Panic attack went away.
Her friends forgave her. She was
She
on
admitted
the team.
to her.
She admitted to her wrongs. She had accountability.
She took accountability. I love that for her. Even adults can't take accountability. This 13-year-old took accountability for her actions. I love that.
That's another great thing. If you haven't watched the movie, please sit down, have a family night with your kids and watch
You don't even
it.
have to start with Inside Out 1, but if you want to.
But if you want to, you can. But you don't have to. You can. It's so understanding. You can jump full throttle right into it. Inside Out 2. I asked my daughter the other day, and I said, Smurf. Her name is Riley as well. And so I said, Smurf. We were starting. I said, well, how you feeling? How you doing? She was like, I'm a little envy.
Very good.
I said, envy. You don't even know what that means, girl. 6.
And you asked her, and she said,
And I did. And I said, what does envy mean? And she said, I said, why are you envy? She said, well, it's because Asia got a snack and a fruit cup, and I didn't.
So for me, I envy her because she has something that I want.
What Mama needs you to do is not be envying her. How about you ask? How about you ask if you can have one as well? Or how about you find a way or figure out what it is that she done to get that, so that way, you know what I'm saying, if it's meant for you to have it, it's meant for you to have it. But I don't ever want you to be envy of anybody,
Especially not your sister.
especially not your blood. But it's so crazy that they take that movie and they apply it to their everyday life. And I think
And
I
it
told
probably
you that.
helps.
And I think it definitely helps them break down and understanding how they feel. Because we just talked about this. Some kids don't know how to express how they feel. And she's my Taurus baby. So she look.
I love her.
You know what?
But I love her. We're kind of women.
Yeah.
She can't say it, but I love her.
But I really appreciate that. Even my 9-year-old, like Asia, she's, you know, she knows how to call it out. And I love that. I love
You have to
it.
give kids outlets too. Like, you call out, like, how you feel, and she tell you envy, or she tell you anger, or whatever. Me, I tell my kids, how you feel? You want to scream? You want to punch? You want to knock over something? You want to push? You want to cuss? What is it you want to do? Like, how are you feeling? Is it overwhelming emotion? Like, is it a little subtle? What is it? Like, you want to scream in the pillow? You want to punch the pillow? However you feel at that time, do it.
Girl,
To
can
get it out.
somebody ask me that? Because I need all of that.
You know, nobody ain't you know you're an adult, baby. Start punching on stuff. It's not the term. Just start punching on stuff, you know. That's not the term. Just start punching on things. Like the couch pillows or something. If you want to just swing it, get it out. You want to yell, get it out. You want to cuss, do it in your room, because I don't want to hear you cussing. But I know these kids cuss anyhow, so if you want to cuss, wait till you walk off, get in your room, get it out.
Yeah.
Because if you keep bottling up, then it's gonna explode in the
We as adults need that too. We need that safe space. We need that get it out moment. Get it out.
So if I hear my kids yelling or something, or they put, you know, you can hear the yell in the pillow or whatever, I'll be like, you was having a moment? Yes, ma'am. Okay, get it out.
I love that. Give me
Get
my
it out.
moment.
Get that stress relief out, baby. Sit outside of me if you want to, so there can be some voice or reason. But if you want to tear something up, just go ahead. You know, I don't care if they do it, but go ahead and punch on it. Get it out, baby. You know. Lord have mercy. You gotta get these kids out.
You do. I love this, and I love that we could have broke this down. The movie, us breaking it down, did no justice for it, because the movie is a really,
You
really
have to
great
see
movie.
the
You have
movie.
to see the movie. It's crazy because I was at the desk talking with the unit secretary, and the doctor.
Well, you
was
know
like,
that this movie was rated the top movie for adults.
yes.
Yes, so it was adults
Yes.
going to the movies to see.
The doctor was like, "Are y'all talking about?"
And you thought about inside out?
Yeah, he was like, I was like, "Yes, sir." He was like, "Oh, it was so good. I took my daughters to watch it, and I ended up watching it." He said, "I thought I was going to sleep. I was so in tune." He was like, "I needed that," which is crazy, because we go through so many different emotions, y'all, and we don't be knowing. You know, even as an adult, we
This
don't
was
know.
the emotion of a teenager. That's insane. That baby
Think
probably
about-
didn't know what
That's
was
the
going on.
trauma that we had to deal with. We just didn't know what it was that we was dealing with. So now we're older now, and we're just not
we
understanding.
had different outlets though. We had outside.
Yeah,
Like running outside. with
outside
friends.
meant a different type of
It was different kind of
outside.
outside when we was
Because
kids.
baby, I was outside. I was on a bike, on the scooter,
Everywhere. I was on people's back necks, pumped me on the bicycle. We was
Listen, I'm
down
on the
street.
pegs.
We
I'm
had
on a
a different
skateboard.
outlet. We had friends and family and
Right.
outside.
Yeah.
These kids be with themselves on social media with their thoughts, which don't help, because envy set in the most. Because why they got this? Why they living in that big old house? Why they got all them shoes? Why they got all this money? And I'm like, baby, please. Baby, please. To blend in
I don't have
as you
to
stand out. Come on, you have to be that you stand. I tell that people I'm the smallest thing in the, I'm the smallest little thing. I bet somebody gonna see me
Yeah,
every time.
I love that.
I don't have to do too much nothing. I'm not too ones and other thing. But I'm standing out to something. I ain't gotta stand out to everybody. I ain't gotta stand out to somebody.
I ain't gotta stand out to everybody, but I'm gonna stand out to somebody.
To somebody. That's how I
Overall, what do you rate the movie?
a 10 out of 10 I recommend.
10 out of 10, I definitely recommend.
Because I can relate. 10 out of 10 I recommend.
You guys, I hope you enjoy. I hope this made you be like, let me go see what they talking about. I really, really loved it. And again, thank you, Trey, for sitting down and going.
I like the people.
The people love you, girl. You're a fan
Oh,
fave.
girl, please.
Until we meet again next time, you guys, you know what it is. It's Nails on Let's Talk About It. 2 fingers, 1 word.